the ballot. Joining me now, President of the American Principles Project, Terry Schilling, along with Ben Weingarten, senior contributor at The Federalist. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Thanks for being with us on this Friday. Let's start with this. So Mueller's special counsel lead prosecutor David Weissman saying people died to keep people like Trump off the ballot. Terry, how do you respond?
They died actually to keep people like Joe Biden out of office. But first and foremost, they died to end slavery and to unite the country again. That is what they fought for, and it's very obvious. There's tons of documentation. This is just hyperbole, right? This is a power-hungry movement led by really evil people, and they're willing to say and do anything to hold on to that power, Jen.
And Ben, you've also got the likes of, Jamie Raskin, who, of course, was on the January 6th committee and knows that Donald Trump has never been convicted of inciting insurrection, saying this. He says that Trump can't hold office again under the 14th Amendment. And it's interesting because he may say this, but, he's obviously got Trump derangement syndrome. You've got others like Dean Phillips, Democrat, running against Joe Biden, Ken Buck, who's no friend of Trump's, both saying that this is wrong, whether they agree or not with insurrection, saying, the people should be the ones that vote who will become president. What do you say, Ben?
Yeah, Americans also died to form a republic, and I don't know where it's in the Constitution that we ought to eliminate candidates and deprive millions of people of the right to vote for their chosen candidate to save, quote unquote, democracy. If we want to talk about the merits of this, we can talk about the fact that Trump has never been charged, let alone convicted of insurrection. This Justice Department has never even tried to apply it to any of the more than 1,000 January 6th defendants out there. So it is rhetorical. It's not legal. We can also talk about, the third section of the 14th Amendment. It doesn't necessarily apply to the president. The president does not exist as an office that's covered in that amendment, and on and on. But the merits are not really the issue here. It's the politics of it. And that January 6th committee was deferred to by the Colorado Supreme Court in a zero due process Soviet-style show trial court, which is exactly what Jamie Raskin himself lorded over. Andrew Weissman falls in the same box of people. They just believe that the ends justify the means. Trump must be eliminated in any way possible, and lawfare is the chief tool that they're trying to use to get there. Mercifully, it seems like the Supreme Court, at least in one instance on the presidential immunity issue, is going to continue to smack them down.
Yeah, it's such an attack on the 70 million plus people beyond that would be voting for Trump. And I want to move on to this story, though. There's a recent report noting that since the New York Times published a story in April of 2022 alleging President Biden was pressuring Attorney General Merrick Garland to prosecute Trump, Trump's obviously been indicted 4 times by state and federal officials. He faces 91 counts and over 700 years in jail. Terry, is that a coincidence?
Joe Biden speaks through the media.
He does. Go ahead, Terry.
No, listen, this is an impeachable offense now, right? The Democrats moved the goalposts. It is illegal and it's an impeachable offense to do any type of government actions that go after your opponent for crimes that they may or may not have committed, right? So I'm really expecting Jamie Raskin and AOC and Rashida Tlaib and all these people that voted to impeach Trump, twice, to vote to convict and impeach Joe Biden, right? It's the right thing to do. I hope that they can step up to the plate starting as soon as they get back from Christmas break.
Yeah, I hope they do as well. Ben, I've got about 20 seconds left here. I'll give you the last word.
Well, they tried to shield Merrick Garland as he's independent and apolitical, but meanwhile, Joe Biden was speaking to Merrick Garland through the New York Times minimally. By the way, he's speaking again now, saying that Trump did incite an insurrection. This should once again be understood to be a call from the president to weaponize the Justice Department against his political foes. That's impeachable in and of itself, let alone the international influence peddling scheme and the efforts to obstruct justice via his Justice Department.
All right, gentlemen, buckle up for 2024. It's going to be quite the ride. Terry Schilling and Ben Weingarten, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.